Hi LEGO fans, it's Steven and we're back this week with another Spider-Man Homecoming set. It's set 76083, Beware the Vulture. Let's put it together and let's see if it's cool or if it's not. Here is the set inspired directly from the movie, and I think if you have seen the movie, you know what this set is all about. There's an arms deal going down, Spider-Man shows up, gets involved, it leads to a high-speed chase through the suburbs where the Vulture shows up, and then Iron Man at the end. Don't want to give too many spoilers away, but really, if you haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming, get out there and see that movie because it is really cool. Let's start with the minifigures, and of course, here is Spider-Man. This is the exact same Spider-Man figure that was in the previous set. The big difference from the previous one is this Spider-Man has his own cell phone, so he can call Happy or Tony Stark and give mission reports on what's going on. Hey there, Mr. Stark, if you need me for an Avengers mission, I'm certainly ready to go on one. It does have the Power Blast feature, the little web shooter that you put in there, you flick it, and it goes shooting off and hitting the bad guy. Speaking of bad guys, one of the first bad guys that Spider-Man encounters is the Shocker. Well, technically, it's the Shocker 2, because again, if you've seen the movie, I thought that that was supposed to be the anti-gravity gun, right? So here is the Shocker 2. I dig the figure. I love the printing on the arms, which is reminiscent of the figure from the comic books. Of course, the hands, they're giant hands. We've seen the giant hands before, but if you're trying to kind of give the impression of the gauntlet that the Shocker wears to punch and shock Spider-Man, then I think this is the best way to go. These giant hands do come off, in case you're wondering, but there you go. It is the Shocker right here in minifigure form. Next up, the Vulture. Wow, what a cool figure. I think they did a good job capturing the Tomb's character as seen in the movie, from the helmet to the bomber jacket. Very, very nice. Grumpy face underneath, in case you want to know. One downside that I will say about this minifigure is, like we've seen with some of the other Iron Man figures in the recent Marvel line, the helmet does not flip up. Of course, it doesn't flip up in the movie, but if you were hoping to get a flip-up feature on this helmet, because it is basically from the same mold as the Iron Man mask, you're not getting it here. Now, the Vulture figure does attach to his Vulture Wings. And oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, these Vulture Wings are really cool. It's all technology inspired from the movie. You've got thrusters, you've got fan blades on the back, you've got these real cool wings that can slice through and grab things and do all sorts of neat stuff. I really thought that these wings were not going to be faithful to what we saw in the movie, but turns out they are about 99%. The only difference is the stud shooters that you have here on the top. And I guess the reason why we have stud shooters up there is because if you want some playability, kids love stud shooters and they love shooting things. So there are some stud shooters on the top of these wings. That is really cool. I love this wing set that we find on the Vulture for this set. Really cool. Before we get into the last minifigure, let's talk about this other vehicle, the one that Spider-Man chases through the suburbs. This is the arms dealers. The Shocker is driving this car, trying to get away with Shocker 2 in the back, shooting stuff. In fact, as you open this up, there is a stud shooter Gatling gun in there that you can use to shoot at Spider-Man or whoever else that you want to shoot at. And of course, there's some other pieces in here that you can use to build another weapon if you so desire. There are even a couple of cases of damage control technology that can also be used for your playset. Again, I said it before, seeing damage control in this movie is a big joy for me because I've been saying for years how it would be cool if damage control could make an appearance in the movies or in the Marvel Universe, because it's just a perfect tie-in from the comic books. And what do you do with all this alien tech that people are cleaning up after the Avengers or whoever go out and cause a catastrophe? So there you go. The van itself, beyond the top opening so that you can shoot out the Gatling gun, the back opens. You know, it's basically a van. I like the sticker design on here because as the chase goes on, as we've seen in the movies, this car gets damaged again and again and again. So if you want to have the back door come flying off, or if you want some crumple zones on this piece, you certainly have that. You have a lot of scratch marks all over the side of the van from where the van is crashing into things. You've even got a few webs on the side where Spider-Man may or may not have been attached. So that is the van. It's pretty cool. Again, if you've seen the movie, let's start out with Spider-Man with his cell phone talking to people, trying to convince people that, hey, something's going on. He shows up at the van site. He sees the exchange, starts the chase, encounters the Shocker and the other Shocker, who's not in this set, by the way. Chase pursues. The Vulture shows up, and he and Spider-Man get into a bit of a fight. Spider-Man falls in the river. Yikes. And he is rescued by Iron Man, our last minifigure in this set. This looks like a pretty typical Iron Man that you may have seen before. He's got the blasters that you can put on the hands and the feet so that he can fly. Looks like maybe a little different armor. Be honest with you, I don't keep track of the different armors that we have seen in these sets, but let's say it's a different armor. Okay, but here's the cool thing. Unlike the other helmets in the more Marvel sets where the Iron Man helmet doesn't open up, this one does, because when you open it up, you see that, oh my goodness, Tony Stark isn't in the armor. This is an AI suit that Tony is controlling from somewhere else. Again, spoiler alert for those of you that haven't seen the movie. It's a great little scene in the movie. It's not, you know, it doesn't spoil the entire movie if you're thinking, oh, is this how Tony Stark appears virtually? No, it's in these one couple of scenes and sets up something much bigger later on. But it's nice to see this figure with the helmet flipping up, returning, especially so you can see the AI underneath. So there you go. That is the Beware the Vulture set from Lego and Marvel Superheroes. It's a fantastic little set, and it is it's so cool. And you know, I hesitated doing this Lego review before the movie came out, unlike a lot of other people, because there are some spoiler bits. I mean, there's some big spoiler bits, especially with Tony Stark's Iron Man armor and the Shocker and the Vulture and all the other things. And once you've seen the movie, I think the little bits and pieces make a lot more sense in context. So if you got this set before the movie came out, great. I hope you enjoy putting it together and playing around with it. If you are now re-examining this set after you've seen the movie, I think there's a greater level of appreciation for just how close Lego was able to get to including all the events from that one action sequence in this set. Now granted, there could have been one other action figure. I wish they would have included one other minifigure in this set, but otherwise, it's not too bad. It's set 76083. It is the Vulture Battle. I give it 2 thumbs up. Go buy it if you are a fan of this movie or Spider-Man, or I think this is going to be the only place where you're going to get the Vulture and the Shocker, and maybe at least for now, because here's the big disappointment. There are only 2 Marvel superhero sets in this Lego line, and to be honest, I'm really disappointed. I was hoping for a lot more. They could have had another Avengers jet, another Quinjet set where the Vulture and Spider-Man fight, and you could have included a Happy figure with that. We haven't seen those yet. Maybe they're coming out, but I know the next sets are going to be based on the Thor movie. I want some more Spider-Man Homecoming sets, Lego. Make it happen. This is a really fun set. I'm disappointed that we have, you know, 1 Wonder Woman set, 2 Spider-Man sets, and we have a bazillion Batman the Lego Movie sets. I have a theory on that, which we'll talk about another time. But for right now, it's your turn. Use the comment section below. Let me know what you think about the Beware the Vulture set from Spider-Man Homecoming and Lego and Marvel. You can reach me on Twitter at Major Spoilers if you'd like. You can also check out our website, majorspoilers.com, not just for Lego videos, but for comic book reviews, Spider-Man news, everything that's going on can be found at majorspoilers.com. Also, we have a Patreon page, and we'd appreciate your support. If you found some fun or you had fun looking at this set and my reactions to it, then give a little back. Go to patreon.com/majorspoilers. Every little bit helps. It allows us to continue to grow, pay our costs, get Lego sets so that we can build them for you, pay our producers, so much more. Patreon.com/majorspoilers. Next week, we have another superhero set. Oh boy, come back next time. Until then, take care, everyone.